Oh, thank you guys for letting us come here. This should be good, clean fun. I feel bad for you guys. All I have to do is go to work tomorrow morning. I looked at your schedule. Holy God, I don't know who set this up. In Russian prison camps, they give people more breaks. 11:30 at night, you can take a restroom break. Okay, then we'll go a couple more hours. You can get a lot of shit done. So, Association of Intermountain Housing Officers, is that right?
Yes.
AIHMO. AIHMO. That one's just too easy. I'm not even going to comment on the acronym. So, anybody who's not from here, welcome to Billings, Montana. What do you think about you non-Billings, Montana people?
Awesome. Friendly.
It's, what did you say?
Friendly.
Friendly, yes. Well, we don't see that many people. Sometimes the UPS guy comes by, sometimes we get a Schwann's man. But in general, it's mostly just us. In Montana, there are actually more cows than people. You don't hear that a lot because the cows don't make the news. They're a lot nicer to each other than the people are. And you don't see them out at the bars as often either. We have some pretty good restaurants here. We ate right across the street, Walker's Grill. We ate there before we came. And at any of the nice restaurants in Montana, they really try to sell you the fish. I don't know why, but they do all this to make the fish sound good. Oh, it comes with a mango chutney gluteny sauce and a Yucatan Aztec black bean puree and a cold compress, and we'll massage your feet if you just order the fish. And they make a big deal about how it was just flown in from Hawaii last week. The beef, the steak, it's like, oh, we can cook that however you want it, whatever temperature you like. And they never like, oh, this cow was just trucked in from Wyoming and shot last night. There's like a big deal about how fresh the beef is. I think it's because it already tastes good. All that stuff they put on the fish, you can put it on cardboard, it would taste about the same. So did you guys read the website promo on this event? Talking about Billings? Yeah, a bunch of educated people, that's good. Well, so there's a couple things the Chamber of Commerce didn't tell you. Our number one import in Billings, does anybody know this?
Casinos.
Old people. They're shipped in from North Dakota. Our number one export, also old people, shipped to Arizona for the winter. I don't make the rules, I just live here. Also the moderate climate, it said something about average temperature is moderate, and that's because there's several months out of the year where it's like 105 degrees and several months where it's 57 degrees average temperature, which is also the average wind speed. So I'm like the most happily married person. I'm really, really happily married. Her, not so much. She should have done a lot better for herself. She really should have. People need to teach their daughters self-respect. They really do. They need Sunday school, they need guidance, they need rules, they need curfews, GPS on the cell phone. My wife would have had that, she wouldn't end up in this situation. Bad deal. I think, so it's so hard to impress your own parents. Like, my own parents, I don't know if you guys did this, but I peaked out way too early. Like, by the time I was 4 years old, I had learned to walk, I had learned most of the English language, and I learned to not shit my own pants. So three pretty important skills. I still use almost each one of those skills every day. Almost every day I use almost every one of those. So my own parents are impossible to impress. I remember when I was a resident assistant, do you guys have this that your parents can't understand what you do?
Yes.
Like I would try to explain it to them over and over and over, and they'd be like, okay, so from what I can tell, you help drunk people get into the shower, and you go to meetings. Like, no! It's so much more than that. At least it's going to look like a lot more than that on my resume when I write it down. But your in-laws, seriously guys, in-laws are the easiest people to impress in the world, especially if you're a guy. I think there's that dynamic of, at least you're taking their daughter off their hands. She's not their problem anymore. So, like my mother-in-law, I could tell her, I could call and say, hey, I'm going to quit my job, and we're going to cash in our IRAs, we're going to tour the country selling drugs to high school students. And she'd be like, oh, Marcus, I'm sure you'll make a wonderful pharmaceutical salesperson. We're so happy Angela found such a wonderful, wonderful husband. So if you marry up, like I married way up, and so that's a good deal to do. But it really is. People don't think about this enough. I didn't choose this college for the degree program that it offered to me. I chose this college for the degree program it offered to girls, so there'd be more of them than there were guys here. Just played the odds, just like Vegas. Just makes good sense. Sorry. So the biggest thing I've done to try to impress my wife is point out people worse than me everywhere I go. There's not enough of those people. When I see one, I'll point out, look at that guy, what a shit show, oh my God, that guy's a disaster. But I have all these friends that are better. We're out to dinner with these people, and they're like, oh, what are you doing for do you have any trips coming up? I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to Vegas, 6 days of shows, party, and laying by the pool, eat, drink, and be merry. How about you? It's like, oh, we're taking our kids to the Philippines to do missionary work and build schools. We're gonna tip the wait staff really good when we're in Las Vegas. We're good people too. So my wife will call and she says, listen to what my friend's husband did for her. He's doing a scavenger hunt, a love note, and a present, and jewelry at the end. It's so cool and so romantic. It's like, okay, I could do this same exact thing. So I just wrote a note on the counter, sweetheart, you're the light of my life. Please look in the top drawer of the dishwasher. And there's a note that says, you are so beautiful to me, these dishes aren't going to unload themselves. The dishes go, another clue to the laundry room outside to the weeding. Oh man, it was so romantic and productive. You know? Girls always say, what girls say they want what they want, two different things. I just want a guy to be a really good listener. So the other day, she was saying, I caught this house is such a disaster, I don't even know where to start. Like, okay, so I got up on my way to play golf, I looked around, I wrote down every single thing that needed to be done, 23 items. Left it right there on the counter for her. Sweetheart, here's where to start, here's the priority level. There you go. I'm listening. So I have one friend I really appreciate because he behaves worse than I do all the time. The girls decided that he has a bit of a drinking problem, so we need to have an intervention. I'm not sure I'm on board with this. They said, you know what, it's for his own good. We all need to be honest, write down every single thing about how his drinking has affected you, and we're going to read it off. It's going to change things for the better. Okay. Jay, here is how your drinking has affected me. I have thoroughly enjoyed meeting you on Sunday mornings for Bloody Marys after church. And playing golf with you is awesome. Sometimes I laugh so hard that beer comes out my nose. At one time, when you called that mean lady at the state fair a fat, ugly whore, I don't think I have ever laughed so hard. But it was also most awkward, LOL. The time you convinced everyone at the country club golf tournament that you had shit your own pants, that was epically awesome. I do not think I have ever been so happy. This is how your drinking has affected me. So I'm not exactly a victim, but I have been affected. So my wife said, you might be drinking. Maybe you should take one of these online tests to see if you're drinking too much. So have you guys seen these things? Being in this business, you probably have. Some of the questions, do you look forward to occasions of drinking? I'm like, hell yes. If you don't, you're just not very good at it. Do you avoid events where alcoholic beverages will not be served? Oh, lame events, yeah. Don't like them at all. Do you ever have more than 6 drinks in one sitting? No. After 4 or 5, I've got to get up and take a leak. It's just not natural to my life. I think the question should be more realistic, like, do you consider Bloody Marys an energy drink? Have you ever shot a gun at a fish? Do you enjoy tailgating before church? Have you ever refused to apologize for starting a fight at a wedding reception? Oh, just me, huh? That really is awkward. So you guys deal with young people a lot. That's pretty cool. I in my business, deal with older folks and young people. I noticed a big difference is attention spans. Like older people will talk indefinitely about the same subject, like the weather. Go on and on, you know, what the weather was yesterday, what they thought it was going to be, and what it's tomorrow. They'll watch it on TV. Somebody will tell them the weather in 14 minutes that you could just look at on your phone. On and on and on. Young people, I had my niece at my house the other day. She's 19, 20, and her friend. Oh my God, my mom wants me to get a job at Applebee's. Oh, I love apples. Apples are great. I've only been in love once, but he had to go to Iraq. Oh, I hate terrorism. I'm so against it. I really, really hate terrorism. I was going to dress up as a terrorist for Halloween, but I thought that would be rude. Oh, I know. I love Halloween, but Christmas is my favorite holiday. My mom always throws a big dinner. Oh, my mom is really fun too. She's like a size 10 in some things, but a size 6 in others. It's really, really weird. Oh, I know, my mom's such a freak. She wants me to get a job at Applebee's. Oh, really? Me too. I'm gonna do it. We should get a job together because we're always so in sync. Nobody listens to each other at all. It's crazy. The only reason we make such good friends with people who we have classes with and live nearby, they're the only people that'll put up with us because they're doing the same stuff as us. That's all people that age talk about, is exactly what we're doing all the time. It's so funny. So, have you guys ever noticed that technology is moving way faster than most people are? Yes. Like voicemail, it's been around since the 1980s. I had to listen to my own voicemail the other day. Somebody said, listen to this, it's ridiculous. It's like, hello, this is Mark. You've reached my voicemail. I'm not around right now, but if you... It's like 15 minutes of instructions, as if the person on the other end doesn't know that it's recording and doesn't know what to do. Like, oh my God, this is throwing me off. I don't know what to do. But I'm still better than... I have a partner in business, and he's a really good man. He's like, I mean, just totally like family, you know, like, when he exhausts me, sucks the energy out of me. Like family. So he will answer his phone just to tell people he can't talk. Oh, this is Frank. Yeah, I'm in a meeting. I can't talk right now. No, I can't talk. I'm in a meeting. I'll have to call you back. I'm in a meeting. Oh my God. Do you know that that's the exact purpose of voicemail? It would do that, but, you know, polite, kind. One thing that I can't even believe we still have catalogs in this world. Like you can pull anything up online. The only difference I figured between these clothing stores online and catalogs is catalogs have much better descriptions. That's why I bought this sweater. It said, swear to God, you guys, the sweater is great for going on hay rides or picking apples. Like, I would love to do that stuff. It's way more fun than what I usually get to do every day. They should have one that says something like, the sweater's great for driving to the store on Sunday morning when you're out of eggs, you know? Crazy. So, where you guys are from, I don't know if they have the same thing. In Billings, Montana, you can't talk on the cell phone when you drive. Yes. Curious of your opinion on this. Okay, what do you think is safer? Me driving along, having a leisurely conversation on my phone, watching the road, minding my own business, or me driving along looking for cops to make sure I don't get caught driving on the phone? That is unsafe. There should be a law against having that law. It's very dangerous. The driving while texting thing is even more dangerous. Man, if you pay too much attention to the driving and not enough to the texting, you'll misspell words, autocorrect, you'll say some inappropriate things to people. You do not want to do that. Take my word for it. So, the biggest place I think technology fails is, Verizon here in town. Absolute shit show. They, instead of training their people on technical things, like to make phones work, they give themselves training like what resident assistant people should have. Like, I understand your problem, I understand your... I was in there for 2 hours and 43 minutes the other day. They could not get the email to work on a phone that they just sold me. And I kept saying, this really shouldn't take so long. You guys really should know how to make the phones work that you're selling here. And the nice little girl just kept saying, sir, I understand your frustration. Okay, that's great. Find this. True story. I called a friend of mine who's kind of a technical, just a smart dude named Larry. He walked them through it. He got them to advanced settings. They made my phone work. I'm like, okay, don't take it down this nice young lady who's working here. I went home, cooled off. I went back the next morning, asked for a manager, and I explained the situation. I'm not a patient person. I was here for 2 hours and 43 minutes yesterday, and this person couldn't make my phone work, but he had this great corporate training, I could tell, that she kept saying, sir, I understand your frustration. It'd be so much better if you know. And he's like, he's so responsive. I totally get what you're saying, sir. I understand your frustration. Do you think you do? Do you get that I'm 40 years old and I still get pimples and I don't manage money worth well, and I was here on a sunny Friday afternoon for 2.5 hours? My friends were playing golf. If you get all my frustration, that's great. You know what would be even better? If you could get how to make my phone work. That would be so much even better. If you would train your people to know what my friend Larry knows. I would really, really appreciate that.
Hire Larry, right?
Yeah, hire Larry. Okay, so thank you guys very much for giving us the opportunity to be here. I hope you have a wonderful conference and a wonderful time in Billings, Montana. Thank you.